राहत ये दिल पाए वो मस्कन है खिलाफत का जहाँ राहत ये दिल पाए.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مشاهدينا الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا بكم في هذه النشرة، والتي نقدم لكم فيها موجزا عن بعض أنشطة أمير المؤمنين الخليفة الخامس حضرة بنصره أحمد أيده الله تعالى بنصره العزيز، والتي قام بها خلال الأيام الماضية.
نبدأ بإلقاء الضوء على درس ناصرات الأحمدية الافتراضي الذي أقيم ظهر يوم السبت 26 من يونيو حزيران المنصرم، حيث ترأس حضرة خليفة المسيح الخامس أيده الله تعالى بنصره العزيز الدرس مع حوالي 370 ناصرة تجمعنا في قاعة طاهر بمجمع مسجد بيت الفتوح في لندن. بعد تلاوة من القرآن الكريم والقصيدة عقدت جلسة أسئلة وأجوبة.
Assalamu alaikum, Pyare Hazur. My question is, how do I know if I have good friends?
So, Allah Ta'ala has given you wisdom. Allah Ta'ala says, you use that. You can judge between bad and good. Can you judge what is bad and what is good? Can you judge what is rotten food and what is a good food? Yes or not?
Yes.
Okay. Then if you can judge, then you should know that who is your good friend. By interacting with your friends, you would know that how does your friend talk? If they are talking in a way which is appropriate, which is according to the norms of the morals, then she is your good friend. If they talk in an inappropriate way, the morals are not good, their company is not good, they are mixing too much with boys, they talk too much about so many worldly things, then that means they are not your good friends. And if you are in need of something, they help you, they are sincere with you, then they are your good friends. And there are so many other factors by which you can judge who is good and who is bad. So it's just simple. Okay?
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum, Pyare Hazur.
Walaikum assalam.
My question is, how can we stay true to our faith whilst others may have worldly beliefs and one is afraid to express his or her own ideas due to the fear of being classified as rude or backward?
First thing is that you remove your inferiority complex, right? If you believe, if you think that your religion is true religion and it is the last of the religions and it is the final religion and it contains all the good teachings which were revealed to the previous prophets, right? Then there should not be any complex. Secondly, those people who are worldly people who do not want to listen to you with regards to religious matters, why force them to listen to you? Find some good friends, talk to them in a light mood, and when you think that they are ready to listen about God, about religion, about faith, then you can talk to them that what is the true teaching of Islam. And never say just outrightly that Islam is the supreme religion and is better than any other religion. Although we can prove the supremacy of Islam on all other religions, but no need to get other people annoyed by saying this thing directly. Right? So, when they come to listen to you, they talk to you about religion, then you can show them some proofs. Then what is religion, what is God, what do you believe, what is your belief with regards to Allah Ta'ala, and what do you have other beliefs with regards to prophets. And there are quite a number of other commandments. If you read in the Holy Quran, you would know. Then slowly, with wisdom and with amicable discussion, you can tell them. So then they will listen to you. Otherwise, if you are just blunt, they will obviously say you are rude and backward. Okay? Don't try to be blunt. Be wise. Right? Assalamu alaikum.
In RE lessons, I am sometimes faced with obnoxious and abusive comments made by fellow students about the promised Messiah alayhi salam. For example, they spread lies about the nature of his demise and therefore mock his truthfulness. How best should I deal with this?
You see, this is the way opponents behave. So you can tell them that I know of myself and my parents and my siblings much more than you. How can you tell me that you know more than me about my parents and my siblings? So, this is the way they have been taught to behave. So, let them do what they like. These are their morals are with them. So just pray to Allah Ta'ala. The history shows that the Prophet Muhammad, although he had some severe diarrhea, but it did not mean that he died in the toilet. He died on the bed, and there were doctors sitting on his bedside. Even Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, second Khalifa, as Khalifa Awwal, they were all sitting. So these are the people who have been using this obnoxious, abusive comments all the time. You see, didn't they enact a law against Ahmadis in Pakistan? That Ahmadis are not Muslims. This is also an obnoxious law they have enacted. If their assembly can enact the law like this, what about other things? What do you expect anything else from them? So no need to worry. You just read your history and you would know that they are lying. And without any complex, you can clearly tell them that whatever you are saying, it's just lie. And this is just a concocted story of your mullahs. Right?
Assalamu alaikum, pyare Hazur.
Wa alaikum salam, Basma Sahiba.
My question is that at times we do not agree to certain advice given by our parents, but later realize it was for our benefit. Hazur, how can we improve this way of thinking and become more obedient towards our parents?
Don't make haste in taking any decision. Right? When you hear anything from your parents, instead of just getting annoyed and refusing it outrightly, you can just keep quiet, think over it, ponder over it, and then see what they are saying. Is it good for me? Or the ultimate result of it will not be beneficial for me. So, you, being a wise person, being a mature person, now you are Nasirat, 12, 13, 14, 15, quite a mature girl. So you should try to see the pros and cons of the advice your parents are giving. So if you have any doubt with regards to that advice, that you can again ask them. And it is the duty of your parents that they should satisfy you. Right? But as you are saying that later on, if you realize that it was of your benefit, that means the advice was good. So you should think twice before taking any action, denying it, refusing it, or accepting it. Right? Be patient, as I have said. Then pray to Allah Ta'ala also, that I could not understand what they are saying. So if it is in any way is of my benefit, then let me understand it and let me act upon it. See, pray to Allah Ta'ala as well. So this is how you can improve. Think twice, pray to Allah before taking any decision. Okay?
Assalamualaikum Hazur. My question is about how some issues can have a negative impact on my mental health. For example, culture, society and social media have a certain criteria of how one should look, act and how well they should perform academically and domestically. Beloved Hazur, what prayers would help give me confidence and improve my mental health regarding this?
First thing is, as I have already said, then remove all the complexes with regards to your religion, with regards to your faith, with regards to your appearance, with regards to your family background. Right? Develop some confidence within yourself. Then pray to Allah Ta'ala in your 5 daily prayers. Dedicate one full sajda for this purpose, that Allah Ta'ala give you the strength to compete and overcome the bad things of present day society. Right? So the best way is to pray while you are offering your 5 daily prayers. Right? 1-2 sajda or 1-2 rakat. Okay? For your well-being. Then Allah Ta'ala will guide you. And apart from that, recite Durood Sharif and La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim as much as you can. You try to learn the meaning of it and then say this dua. And do istighfar as well. Istighfar, astaghfirullah rabbi min kulli dhanbin wa atubu ilayh. You try to know the in-depth meaning of it. Then it will also save you from the bad things and create and develop confidence in you. Okay?
Assalamu alaikum, Pure Hazur. My question is that racism has been extremely normalized over the years. What are beloved Hazur's opinions on this, and how should racist comments be handled?
When you are clapping, you cannot clap with one hand. You have to use the other hand. The fault is from both sides. Those who are immigrants to these Western countries, those migrants did not try to integrate themselves in the society. And apart from that, most of them do not work. And if they work, they do not pay taxes. Right? And they try to isolate themselves from the local people. Right? And when these local people say that you are not integrating yourself in their society with them, and you are also getting benefits from the government, from the tax they pay, then that makes them get annoyed. Right? So this is why those people, those leaders who have some, ill will about the immigrants or do not like immigrants, they are trying to incite the general public. This is why racism is increasing. If the immigrants try to integrate themselves within the society, then you can remove the doubts of local people. So it does not mean that you dress yourself as they dress. It does not mean that you go to the clubs and start taking alcoholic drinks. It does not mean that you dance in their clubs. It does not mean that you lose your morals. But at the same time, if they realize that these immigrants are beneficial for our society, they are participating in the betterment of the country, they're trying to improve the economy of the country, then they will not raise such type of questions. And at the same time, when we are interacting with these people, we can remove their doubts as well. I have seen so many people who come to see me when I explain what the Islamic teaching is and how should we behave, and if we are wrong, then obviously you will raise questions against us. But if we are helping you, then why should you raise any question or having any ill will with regards to immigrants? So we have to work hard on it. See, you tell your friends that we are trying to be part of the nation. And you tell them that this is our belief, that the country in which we are living in is our country. And it is the saying that the love of your country is part of your faith. So we love our country. So in this way, you will have to work hard and try to explain everything to your fellow students instead of keeping yourself isolated and distant from the local people. Mix with them, but keep in mind that you are not going to lose your morals and your teaching your faith when you are going to mix with them. Okay? So I have spoken on this issue on some of my addresses. Ask your Sadr Sahaba to find out those excerpts, the specific particular excerpts of those speeches and give it to you. That will satisfy you. Okay?
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Now, Sadr Sahaba 3-4 minute ज़्यादा ले लिए हैं आपने.
जज़ाकल्लाह हुज़ूर.
मेरा ख्याल है कोई 75% तो सवाल जवाब हो ही गए हैं.
जी मुझे लगता है हुज़ूर ज़्यादा.
अच्छा.
जी माशाल्लाह. जज़ाकल्लाह हुज़ूर.
ठीक है फिर. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़. अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू.
अल्लाह हाफ़िज़. अलैकुम. जज़ाकल्लाह.
وفي اليوم التالي ألقى حضرة خليفة المسيح الخامس أيده الله تعالى بنصره العزيز الخطاب الرئيس في الجلسة الختامية لمؤتمر التلفزيون الإسلامي الأحمدي الافتراضي. وكان المؤتمر قد عقد خلال عطلة نهاية الأسبوع، وشمل عددا من ورش العمل والجلسات التفاعلية والندوات التدريبية التي حضرها العاملون والمتطوعون في MTA من جميع أنحاء العالم. بدأت الجلسة الأخيرة بالتلاوة والقصيدة، تلاها عرض قصير مصور.
The journey which started under the divine guidance of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV has brought us all here today is not a story or narrative that can be told. It is in fact a living, everyday divine miracle that millions hold witness to every single day around the globe. For almost 30 years, since the inception of the channel in January 1992, Allah the Almighty, through His grace and glory, guided and flourished this blessing we know as MTA International.
بينما كان العالم بأسره محبوسا في المنازل، كان إمامنا الحبيب يزور البلدان ويجلس وجها لوجه مع المسلمين الأحمديين من خلال اللقاءات الافتراضية مع الرجال والنساء والأطفال.
उनके लिए तो बस है खुदा का यही निशान,
one benefit is that which I get from this virtual mulaqat is that I can see your faces. I can see how strong and staunch the people of the community are in their faith, and I can see the love for the Khilafat on their faces as I can see on your face. So this is the benefit which I am also getting.
وخلال خطابه تحدث حضرة خليفة المسيح الخامس أيده الله تعالى بنصره العزيز بالتفصيل عن تاريخ MTA وكيف استخدمت الجماعة على مر العصور منذ زمن المسيح الموعود عليه السلام أحدث التقنيات والموارد لنشر الإسلام.
In 1938, a new chapter in the history of the Jamaat commenced, when for the very first time the message of true Islam was delivered through the voice of the Khalifa of the time to a large audience through the means of loudspeaker. On that historic occasion, the second Khalifa anhu, delivered an address at Masjid Aqsa in Qadian. At that time, the use of the loudspeaker to amplify his voice was considered a revolutionary means of progress and remarkable way of conveying the teachings of Islam. However, at that moment, where people were rejoicing over the loudspeaker, the second Khalifa anhu prophesied and declared that the time was surely near when the Khalifa of the time would deliver a speech in Qadian, whilst simultaneously his voice would be heard in every nation and every corner of the world. In the years that followed, glimpses of that blessed future came into view as the message of the Prophet Messiah Islam and the voice of the Khalifa of the time continued to reach further afield. For example, Jamaat missionaries and other representatives appointed by the Khalifa of the time were sent to different countries from where they were able to transmit the message of Islam through the means of the radio. Our missionaries were able to acquire slots on public or commercial radio stations and were thus able to present the perfect teachings of Islam and Ahmadiyyat to a much wider audience. At that time, those radio programs were considered a great achievement and a source of pride and joy for the members of the Jamaat. I recall that when the missionaries used to send the reports of their radio programs to the Markaz, they were published with great enthusiasm by the Jamaat newspapers, such as Al-Fazl, and were given a lot of prominence.
ثم ذكر حضرته كيف أنه خلال الوباء الحالي بارك الله تعالى في MTA وأعطاها فرصة تقريب الجماعة من خليفتها على الرغم من القيود.
MTA is producing a regular program presenting the key points from both a tabligh and tarbiyat perspective of the various virtual mulaqats. With the grace of Allah, this is proving of tremendous benefit to the viewers. Many people sent their feedback that having watched the mulaqats, their faith and bond with Khilafat has strengthened, or that they have learned new points that will aid their moral and spiritual development. Others write that they have learned about the administrative system of the Jamaat through these programs, while some write that they had long held questions in their hearts that were answered during the mulaqats. People also write that they have come to better understand the vision and views of the Khalifa of the time on particular issues, whether they be religious or contemporary matters. Many also write how these programs have motivated them to personally reform and improve themselves, and to strive to increase their service to the Jamaat and to play their role in ensuring that the unity of our Jamaat only ever increases. Consequently, both from a spiritual and administrative perspective, MTA is playing a great role in conveying and amplifying the voice of Khalifa of the time. It is eliminating distances, removing barriers, and above all, ensuring that the Jamaat of the Prophet Messiah Islam remains united at the hand of Khilafat, and that Ahmadis across the world follow exactly the same religious teachings and beliefs. From one corner of the world to the next, from Asia to Europe, from Africa to Americas, from the Far East to the various islands of the world, from the east to the west, from the north to the south, the teachings of the Prophet Messiah ﷺ and the instructions of the Khalifa of the time are reaching all nations and people through MTA. Accordingly, all Ahmadis should be grateful to those who are serving in MTA. This includes the permanent workers and staff who are serving with great passion and sincerity. Whatever allowance or salary they are given is minimal compared to what they would earn if they worked in worldly environment. Furthermore, in our various studios around the world, there are hundreds or even thousands of volunteers who, despite not being paid staff, are working tirelessly and with great devotion.
وفي الختام أعرب أمير المؤمنين أيده الله تعالى بنصره العزيز عن حبه لموظفي ومتطوعي MTA ودعا لهم.
So I reiterate that both the permanent staff of MTA and every volunteer, wherever they are serving, are all deserving of our sincere appreciation and prayers. No matter what is asked of them, they continue to serve and do so with a smile on their faces and with great dedication. Certainly, my heart is filled with gratitude for all of you. May Allah the Almighty reward you, and may He enable you to continue to serve with humility and selflessness. May He enable all of you to play your role in spreading the message of the Prophet Messiah Islam, which in reality is the message and teaching of the Holy Quran and the Holy Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I also always pray that you remain humble and never allow even a trace of arrogance or pride to enter your hearts. Never think that the success of MTA or the Jamaat is contingent upon your skills or your time, or that you are deserving of praise or material reward. Most certainly, if you remain forever sincere and devoted and serve with true humility, you will attain the very best of rewards from Allah the Almighty Himself. May Allah the Almighty enable you to always fulfill the expectations of the Khalifa of the time, and may you always increase your service. May Allah the Almighty bless you with the best of rewards and enable you to always serve the mission of the Prophet Messiah al-Islam to the very best of your abilities. Ameen. Jazakallah.
وانتهى المؤتمر بالدعاء الصامت.
مشاهدينا الكرام، ونختم نشرتنا بملخص من خطبة الجمعة الأخيرة لسيدنا أمير المؤمنين الخليفة الخامس حضرة مرزا مسرور أحمد أيده تعالى بنصره العزيز.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نقدم لحضراتكم ملخصاً لخطبة الجمعة الأخيرة التي ألقاها سيدنا أمير المؤمنين أيده الله تعالى بنصره العزيز من المسجد المبارك في تيلفورد في 2 شهر يوليو تموز الجاري، حيث تابع الحديث عن سيدنا عمر رضي الله عنه وقال: في السنة 18 هجرية في عهد عمر بعد عودة الناس من الحج حبس المطر من السماء وأجدبت الأرض، وحدث قحط شديد في المدينة وما حولها، وسمي ذلك العام بعام الرمادة. فكتب عمر إلى عمرو بن العاص والي مصر: يا غوثاه يا غوثاه، أنت ومن معك ومن قبلك وما أنت فيه، ونحن ما نحن فيه. فرد عمرو بن العاص: والله لأرسلن لك قافلة من الأرزاق أولها في المدينة وآخرها عندي. فأرسل 1000 بعير تحمل الدقيق، وبعث في البحر 20 سفينة تحمل الدهن، وبعث 5000 كساء، وأرسل معاوية والي الشام 2000 بعير تحمل الزاد. ولما وصلت أول قافلة قال سيدنا عمر للزبير بن العوام: وجه هذه القافلة لأهل البادية، والله بعد صحبة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قد لا تجد ما هو أفضل من هذا، فيجب أن يأكلوا حتى يأتيهم الفرج. وكان سيدنا عمر يعد الطعام ويقول للمنادي أن ينادي على الناس ليحضروا ويأكلوا. عن عبد الله بن عمر رضي الله عنهما قال: كان عمر بن الخطاب أحدث في عام الرمادة أمرا ما كان يفعله، لقد كان يصلي بالناس بالعشاء ثم يخرج حتى يدخل بيته، فلا يزال يصلي حتى يكون آخر الليل، ثم يخرج فيأتي أطراف المدينة فيطوف عليها، وإني لأسمعه ليلة في السحر وهو يقول: اللهم لا تجعل هلاك أمة محمد على يدي. ومرة خرج عمر وصلى بالناس صلاة الاستسقاء. وورد في البخاري أن عمر بن الخطاب كان إذا قحطوا استسقى بالعباس بن عبد المطلب فقال: اللهم إنا كنا نتوسل إليك بنبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم فتسقينا، وإنا نتوسل إليك بعم نبينا فاسقنا. بدأ الإحصاء وتوزيع المؤنة في عهد سيدنا عمر. يقول سيدنا المصلح الموعود رضي الله عنه: أسس الإسلام نظاما رائعا ينفع الإنسانية، فأول عمل قام به النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بعد هجرته إلى المدينة هو أن جعل أصحاب المال والعقار والفقراء إخوة، إذ كان الأنصار أصحاب مال وعقار، ولكن المهاجرين لم يملكوا شيئا منها، فأقام النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بينهم المؤاخاة، فعمل به الأنصار إلى حد المبالغة والمغالاة، فلم يتقاسموا مع المهاجرين أموالهم وعقارهم فحسب، بل من كان عنده زوجتان عرض على أخيه المهاجر أنه مستعد أن يطلق زوجته ليتزوجها. لم يكن عند النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في تلك الفترة أموالا كثيرة، فكان الطريق الأمثل أن يختلط الغني بالفقير بحيث يجد كل إنسان في المجتمع شيئا يأكله. وقد عمل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بهذه المواساة في إحدى الحروب أيضا، حيث نفد زاد بعض المسلمين وكان عند بعضهم زاد كاف، فأمر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الجميع أن يحضروا ما عندهم من الزاد، فجمعه وجعل لكل واحد منهم نصيبا منه، فكانت هذه محاولة أخرى لإيجاد طعام للجميع. وقد اتبع الصحابة ذلك، حتى إذا كان عند أحد منهم تمرة واحدة كانوا يرون أكلها خيانة فيحضرونها إلى مخزن الطعام. إذن بدأ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم العمل بهذا النظام في حياته، حتى إنه لما دخل ملك البحرين في الإسلام أمره صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يعطي كل من ليس عنده أرض من رعاياه 4 دراهم وكسوة كي لا يتعرض للجوع والعري. ثم بعد ذلك أخذت الثروات تتدفق على المسلمين، وبما أنهم كانوا قليلي العدد مقارنة مع هذه الثروات فلم تكن هناك حاجة إلى سن قانون جديد، لأن الهدف كان يتحقق على ما يرام. ولما توفي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وانتشر المسلمون في شتى البلاد ودخلت شعوب أخرى الإسلام بكثرة، أصبحت قضية تأمين الخبز لهم مشكلة كبيرة، فقام عمر رضي الله عنه بإحصاء السكان كلهم وأقام نظام التموين الذي استمر إلى عهد الحكم الأموي. وإن المؤرخين الأوروبيين أيضا يعترفون بأن أول إحصاء للسكان في التاريخ هو ما قام به عمر، كما يعترفون أيضا أنه قام بهذا الإحصاء لتأمين الطعام للناس. فبعد هذا الإحصاء أخذت رعيته كلها يحصلون على الطعام بحسب نظام خاص، كما يتلقون مساعدة مالية لسد الحاجات الأخرى. فهذه أول خطوة اتخذت في الإسلام لسد حاجات الناس، والبديهي أنه لو قام هذا النظام لم يبق بعده حاجة لأي نظام آخر، لأن سد حاجات جميع المواطنين من طعام وشراب ولباس وتعليم وعلاج وسكن سيصبح من مسؤوليات الدولة الإسلامية. وإذا سدت هذه الحاجات فلن تبقى هناك حاجة لأي تأمين. ولكن الذين أتوا بعدهم أخذوا لسوء الحظ يقولون أن الملك مخير في أن يعطي أحدا شيئا أو لا يعطي، ذلك لأن تعاليم الإسلام لم تكن قد رسخت فيهم بشكل كامل، فعادوا إلى ما كان يفعله قيصر وكسرى. وفي ختام الخطبة أعلن أمير المؤمنين نصره الله أنه سيفتتح موقع الجماعة الأرشيفي الجديد www.ahmadipedia.org.
مشاهدينا الكرام، بهذا ناتي على ختام نشرتنا، والمزيد من الأخبار والمعلومات يرجى متابعتنا على العناوين الظاهرة أسفل الشاشة. نترككم في رعاية الله وحفظه، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
वो मस्कन है खिलाफत का जहाँ राहत ये दिल पाए।